Name, Raycon, Anomala Draco agnathus. Length, 4 meters, 15 feet. Height, 2 meters, 8 to 9 feet. Weight, 76.9 kilograms 169.53 pounds. Wingspan, around 11.58 meters, 38 feet. Diet, blood. Lifespan, 250 years. Walking speed, 20 kilometers per hour 12 miles per hour. Running speed, 40 kilometers per hour 25 miles per hour. Maximum flight speed, 200 kilometers per hour 124 miles per hour. Average cruising speed, 80 to 96 kilometers per hour, 50 to 60 miles per hour. Taxonomic classification. Domain, Synthetica. Kingdom, Neoanimalia. Phylum, Ingenichordata. Class, Biotechnus. Order, Anomalia. Family, Anomala Draconidae. Genus, Anomala Draco. Species, A. agnathus.
Anomala Draco agnathus, commonly known as the Raycon, stands as a pinnacle of genetic engineering by Kontoo Industries. This winged reptilian creature exhibits a remarkable wingspan of 11 meters and is capable of reaching flight speeds up to 200 kilometers per hour. Its back is adorned with hollow quills that produce a hiss-like rattle, serving as a communication tool among its kind and a deterrent to potential threats. Equipped with a retractable tongue, complete with a sharp, hollow spike, the Raycon efficiently extracts blood from its prey. This species has the ability to mimic a range of sounds, including human speech, which it utilizes to attract, deceive, or intimidate other organisms within its habitat. The Raycon's sensory capabilities are highly advanced, featuring pit organs for infrared detection, which aid in locating warm-blooded prey. Its visual acuity extends up to 4 miles, with the ability to perceive a spectrum that includes color, ultraviolet, and polarized light. Adaptations such as a nictitating membrane, tapetum lucidum, and a rod density 6 times that of humans afford it exceptional nocturnal vision. Furthermore, its neck flexibility allows for an owl-like rotation of up to 270 degrees, and its auditory range reaches frequencies up to 500 kHz, enabling echolocation and electrolocation akin to bats and sharks. As a solitary and territorial organism, Anomala Draco agnathus favors dimly lit, secluded environments for habitation and hunting, displaying remarkable adaptability across diverse climates and terrains. Despite its formidable presence, it encounters competition from its own species and the common monster, another hyperspecies from Project Hyperspecies. Interactions with humans are fraught with danger, as the Raycon may view them as potential hosts for its offspring or as threats, leading to aggressive behavior. The reproductive method of implanting eggs in hosts underscores the peril it poses to other living beings. Intelligence and behavioral complexity characterize the Raycon, showcasing problem-solving skills, self-awareness, and a range of emotions. Social dynamics within the species are intricate, with occasional group formations that exhibit a clear hierarchy. These groups engage in cooperative or competitive interactions, reflecting a sophisticated social structure. Tongue. The Raycon's tongue is long and can be retracted back into the throat, though it usually hangs out most of the time. It is tipped with a long spike. There are 3 holes positioned at the tip of the tongue spike. The center hole connects to the esophagus, which leads to the stomach. 2 small chemical glands, known as the pyroglands, sit snugly beside the esophagus and connect to the 2 outermost holes at the tip of the spike. These 2 glands produce hydrogen peroxide and hydrazine, which it can spray in 2 liquid streams that ignite into flames when the streams cross. This function is used primarily in self-defense and to mark territory. It feeds off of blood by inserting its tongue spike into prey and draining them of it. The pyroglands. Each pyrogland contains a series of biochemical reactors that facilitate the synthesis of hydrogen peroxide and hydrazine. These reactors are lined with specialized cells containing the necessary enzymes and catalysts to drive the reactions. Hydrogen peroxide synthesis. The first part of the gland mimics peroxisomes, organelles that produce hydrogen peroxide in living cells. Enzymes like catalase and oxidase break down substances using oxygen from the blood to create H2O2. Hydrazine synthesis. The second part of the gland contains engineered cells that possess the anamoxosome, a specialized organelle found in Anamox bacteria. These cells convert ammonia from the blood and other nitrogenous waste into hydrazine using enzymes like hydrazine synthase and hydroxylamine oxidoreductase. Storage and release. Both chemicals are stored in separate chemical sacs to prevent premature reaction. The sacs are lined with inert materials to contain the reactive substances safely. Controlled release. When the Raycon intends to spit fire, the chemicals are released simultaneously through ducts that converge at the tip of the tongue spike. The spike's cartilage serves as a safety mechanism, ensuring that the chemicals only mix at the very tip, away from the creature's body, to prevent self-harm. Combustion. As the chemicals mix, they combust spontaneously, creating a stream of fire that the Raycon can direct at its target. The flames that the Raycon can produce reach up to 800 degrees Celsius, 1,472 degrees Fahrenheit. Interactions with humans. Color-changing abilities. The Raycon's skin is a marvel of biological engineering, capable of changing colors to communicate or adapt to its surroundings. This chromatophoric display is not only a defense mechanism, but also a means of social interaction among its kind. The vibrant patterns that emerge across its scales can convey complex messages, from territorial warnings to hunting prey. Sound mimicry. Equally fascinating is the Raycon's ability to mimic sounds, including human speech. This auditory mimicry serves multiple purposes. It can be used to lure prey, confuse predators, or even interact with humans. Researchers have observed Raycons replicating entire phrases, leading to speculation about their intelligence and potential for understanding human language. Raycons have both a trachea and a syrinx. Aggressive encounters. The Raycon's interactions with humans are typically marked by aggression. With its innate predatory instincts, the Raycon sees humans not as companions, but as potential prey. Encounters are often tense, with the Raycon displaying its prowess through intimidating displays of color and sound, curiosity and intelligence. Despite its predatory tendencies, the Raycon occasionally exhibits a curious behavior towards humans, indicative of a higher level of intelligence. This curiosity does not equate to friendliness. Rather, it's a calculated assessment of humans, either as threats or as prey. Defensive mechanisms. The Raycon's pyroglands are a significant factor in its interactions with humans. When threatened, the Raycon can unleash a fiery assault from its tongue spike, a clear warning to any human who dares to provoke it. The intense heat of the flames serves as a deterrent, ensuring the Raycon's dominance is respected. Fatal attraction. The Raycon's ability to mimic human sounds can be a deadly lure. Unwary individuals may be drawn to familiar sounds, only to find themselves face to face with this apex predator. Such encounters rarely end well for the human involved. Adaptation and coexistence. Humans have learned to adapt to the presence of Raycons since the Kontoo incident occurred, giving them a wide berth and respecting their territory. Some have even attempted to study the Raycon from a safe distance, fascinated by its unique abilities and the potential secrets it holds. Venom. Raycon venom consists of cyanurohemomyotoxin, CNHMT. Biochemical composition. CNHMT is a cocktail of various enzymes, peptides, and proteins, each contributing to the venom's lethal effects. The enzymes include proteases that break down cellular structures, phospholipases that disrupt cell membranes, and hyaluronidases that facilitate venom spread by breaking down extracellular matrix components. Mechanism of action. The venom targets multiple systems simultaneously. Nervous system. Neurotoxins in CNHMT block nerve transmission, leading to paralysis and convulsions. They may act on ion channels or neurotransmitter release, disrupting normal neural function. Muscular system. Myotoxins cause muscle fiber degradation, resulting in weakness, spasms, and potentially rhabdomyolysis, which can lead to kidney failure due to the release of muscle breakdown products into the bloodstream. Circulatory system. Hemotoxins affect blood and blood vessels, causing bleeding, clotting disorders, hemolysis, destruction of red blood cells, anemia, and shock due to the loss of blood volume and pressure. Venom delivery. The venom glands, situated in the Raycon's head, are biologically engineered to synthesize and store CNHMT. These glands are connected to hollow teeth, allowing for efficient envenomation. The Raycon can inject venom directly into its target or spray it as a defensive mist, providing both offensive and defensive capabilities. Synthesis and regulation. The venom's synthesis from ingested substances suggests that the Raycon's metabolism is highly specialized. It likely has a series of enzymes capable of converting dietary proteins and other molecules into the venom's components. The immune system's role in regulating venom production could imply a complex balance between venom synthesis and self-protection, ensuring the Raycon does not succumb to its own toxin. Adaptive advantages. The presence of such a venom confers several adaptive advantages to the Raycon. Predation. CNHMT allows the Raycon to quickly incapacitate prey, making hunting more efficient. Defense. The venom serves as a deterrent against larger predators and competitors. Territoriality. Venom potency could be a factor in intraspecific competition, with more potent venom conferring higher status or intellect.
Lungs and respiratory system. Biologically engineered lungs. Kontoo Industries has designed the Raycon's lungs to be highly efficient and versatile. The lungs' multi-chambered alveoli are similar to lungfish but are enhanced to maximize gas exchange efficiency. This allows the Raycon to extract oxygen from various environments, including fresh, brackish, and salt water, as well as the thin air at high altitudes. Buoyancy control. The Raycon's lungs also incorporate tissues that can alter their density, providing precise control over buoyancy. This feature enables the Raycon to float effortlessly in water or soar in the sky, adjusting its internal air sacs to maintain the desired altitude or depth. High-altitude flight. For high-altitude flight, Kontoo Industries has equipped the Raycon with a specialized respiratory system that includes a supercharged hemoglobin capable of binding oxygen more efficiently at lower pressures. The muscle metabolism has been altered to reduce the production of lactic acid, allowing the Raycon to sustain prolonged flight without fatigue. Adaptability. The Raycon's respiratory system is a marvel of bioengineering, allowing it to adapt to different oxygen concentrations and pressures. Its lungs can switch between extracting oxygen from water through a process similar to gills and breathing air like terrestrial animals, thanks to a series of one-way valves that prevent water from flooding the lungs when submerged. Reproduction. The Raycon reproduces asexually by means of parthenogenesis via oviposition and exhibits a unique form of automixes, a process that enables genetic recombination without the need for fertilization. This sophisticated biological mechanism is encoded within their DNA, allowing for the fusion of genetically distinct nuclei from the same cell. As a result, the Raycon can produce offspring that are not exact genetic clones, but rather, individuals with a mosaic of genetic traits inherited from their single parent. This genetic shuffling is akin to the mixing of a deck of cards, ensuring that each Raycon offspring has a unique set of genes, promoting diversity within the population. The Raycon has a large stinger on its abdomen that functions as an ovipositor, which it uses to pierce the body of its prey and implant a single small egg. The egg is about 1 centimeter in diameter and has a hard, smooth shell. It is a dull brown with a matte finish to absorb light rather than reflect it, further aiding in its concealment. The egg is attached to the prey's internal organs by a thin, flexible cord that allows the embryo to feed on the prey's blood and nutrients. The egg develops inside the prey for about 2 weeks, during which the embryo grows rapidly and undergoes several morphological changes. The embryo has a soft, transparent skin that allows it to sense the environment and the prey's vital signs. The embryo also has a pair of rudimentary wings, quills, and tongue that gradually become more developed and functional. When the embryo is ready to hatch, it breaks the shell of the egg and burrows its way out of the prey's body. The hatching process is violent and often fatal for the prey, as the embryo uses its sharp teeth, tongue, and claws to tear through the flesh and bones. The hatchling is about 20 centimeters, 8 inches, in length and weighs about 200 grams. The hatchling is covered in a thin layer of mucus that protects it from infections and parasites. The hatchling also has a nictitating membrane that shields its eyes from the light and dust. The hatchling is able to fly and hunt shortly after hatching, but it is still vulnerable to predators and environmental hazards. The hatchling reaches sexual maturity in about 6 months and can produce its own eggs thereafter. During those 6 months, the hatchling undergoes a rapid growth spurt, reaching near adult sizes. More details. The Raycon can control the amount and direction of its venom by using its muscles and nerves to squeeze and release the glands and the ducts that carry the venom. The Raycon can also maneuver its head to aim and adjust the angle and the distance of its venom injection or spray. The Raycon avoids harming itself or its allies with its venom by having a natural immunity and resistance to its own venom, as well as a keen sense of smell and taste that can distinguish between friend and foe. The Raycon uses its chest arms and its stinger in predation as weapons and tools. The chest arms can grab, slash, and stab the prey. The stinger can pierce and impale the prey, as well as inject eggs into the host. The Raycon hunts a variety of prey, such as mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish, depending on the availability and the preference of the Raycon. The Raycon can capture and kill its prey by using its stealth, speed, agility, and intelligence, as well as its sensory and venomous abilities. The Raycon can also cooperate and coordinate with other Raycons or allies to hunt larger or more difficult prey. The Raycon avoids burning itself or its surroundings by having fire-resistant skin and a precise aim and timing of its fire spit. The Raycon can also control the intensity and duration of its flame spray by varying the amount and the pressure of the chemicals. The Raycon replenishes its chemical supply by consuming food and water that contain the elements and compounds that are needed for the chemical synthesis. The Raycon needs to replenish its chemical supply regularly, depending on the frequency and the extent of its flame spray usage. Active during both day and night, but mostly at night. Large eyes allow it to see clearly about 10 times as far as humans can, allowing it to spot and focus in on an object at a distance of about 4 miles. Can perceive color vision akin to that of a human. Raycons can also perceive wavelengths of light ranging from deep ultraviolet, UVB, to far red, 300 to 720 nanometers, and polarized light. Its UV vision can detect 5 different frequency bands in the deep ultraviolet, all of which are similar to mantis shrimp vision. Has 6 times the rod density of human eyes and a tapetum lucidum on top of that, allowing them perfect night vision. Raycons can rotate their heads and necks as much as 270 degrees. They also have adaptations to their circulatory systems, permitting rotation without cutting off blood to the brain, much like owls. Much like bears, raycons have an incredible sense of smell, being able to smell a specific scent from 19 miles away, sniff out prey from underwater or just above the surface and scent prey through 4 feet of ice. Small holes on the tips of upper front teeth are connected to a pair of large venom glands, allowing it to inject venom into its prey when it bites and also allowing it to spit venom up to 7 feet, causing blindness, permanent eye damage and even death if it comes into contact with the eyes. Wings act like giant paddles, allowing it to fly through the water. 10 limbs, 2 are wings, 2 arm-like limbs protruding from its chest are used like hands, though they can also be used as weapons and for digging, and 6 legs used primarily for locomotion. Raycons are also able to jump. Lacks a tail but has an abdomen similar to that of wasps, which is also equipped with a large non-venomous, fishhook-like stinger, mainly used as a weapon but also as an ovipositor used for injecting hosts with eggs. After about 2 weeks, the infant raycon will burrow its way out of its host, killing it in the process. Skin is covered with scales of varying sizes, are extremely thick and reinforced by a natural matrix of microcellular carbon fibers, effectively making it impenetrable to gunfire and sharp objects. Skin is water and heat resistant. Extremely resilient to fire and electricity. Much like chameleons and cuttlefish, raycons are able to change the color of their skin to just about any color, even being able to become partially invisible. Very adaptable to almost any environment. Lower jaw has been greatly reduced to a stub fused to the skull just behind the opening of the mouth. This stub is lined with teeth, though they have no use. Hollow but strong bones that are reinforced by a natural matrix of microcellular carbon fibers. Much like birds, raycons also possess air sacs throughout their body and have 2 hearts. Venom is sticky and flammable. Venom can be spat on victims and then ignited with fire, which is very difficult to put out.